New York's a place where energy surges and you feel it when you walk around these streets. There seems to be a sense of purposefulness that captures everybody within the city.
Over 220 different languages are spoken here on an everyday basis. That makes it one of the most diverse places on the entire globe. When you think about different nations, different tribes, tongues, like the Bible speaks about, this melting pot, it's the epicenter of it.
In a big city with 8 million people walking past you all the time in crowded subway cars, you would think this group can't possibly feel lonely, but yet we find everybody's feeling a sense of loneliness, a sense of isolation.
And I think what the church does better than any other group is that we bring people together to serve together, to live together, to love together, and to care about your neighbor.
We believe in New York City, we're at a day and an age, at a precipice, at a moment where we can speak to people in a way that they can understand, reaching their felt needs, reaching the places where they feel disenfranchised by society, letting them know that the church is here for them, not just what we're against, but what we're for. And what we're for is a God that is for them.
We're at a place now where there's a hunger emerging. There's a sense that the gospel is going forward. It's not just something being talked about. It's something people are trying to live out within their professions, within their careers, whether it's in the fashion industry all the way to Wall Street, trying to think differently about what does it look like if the gospel were to show up in my public life.
This initiative is pretty strategic in New York City. The evangelical church seems to be growing in significant ways, and I've never seen so much Christian activity in New York City, but an organization to come in and try to help mobilize the nonprofit organizations as well as Christian churches is just pretty exciting.
And my fear is that we don't take advantage of this time. If we could do it on our own, we would have done it on our own.
It's like C.S. Lewis says, if you aim for heaven, you will obtain earth, but if you aim for earth, you will obtain neither. And I just feel like this is an organization and an effort we want to get behind to really see if we can aim for heaven and really impact the world in the process.
The unity isn't even up for debate. It's part of the is of what makes this city work and what makes the church have an incredible opportunity that could grow into something few of us could ever imagine.
I am so thankful for the Palau team coming to New York City and helping to be a catalyst for the CityServe movement. Sometimes it takes somebody from the outside to begin to speak into and say, hey, we did this already in another city. You could galvanize in your city, bring this together, and we can help shine a light on it.
My dream for New York is really to see the church unified in our love for New York City.
My hope for New York is that the Christians within the city would find one another, would start to meet, would start to connect and collaborate more.
It seems to be the time is now for us to really stand together in a unique way.
And I think the church should remember that God has not called any one of us to be an island, but that collectively we could make a splash that would have ripple effects, that would permeate throughout New York City and go from here to inspire leaders and church work all across the world, that if they began to look after and move toward what matters to God, they would see that God would show up in their city, God would shine a light on it, and it would be a moment for the gospel to be celebrated.